but we really want to start doing that now. If we wait on the governor, we don't know when he's gonna. This phases we don't know. Maybe next year. Think about gyms. I don't know.
Yeah.
Other than that, Eric, you have something or no? All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I got some good stuff.
We're
All right.
so excited.
You are about to lose your job.
So today's going to be a little bit different. Today is going to be the takedown breakdown. So I was just feeling like some wrestling today. So if you don't know me, I absolutely love wrestling, whether it's jacketed like judo and sambo, no-gi like folk style freestyle or Greco, or belt like chidoba or sumo. Like, I just love wrestling. Like, taking someone down is the same feeling as getting a submission or knocking someone out or getting a headshot in Call of Duty. It's just like, it's awesome. So the principles behind any form of wrestling is, same as jiu-jitsu. It's all grappling. So I'm going to show free takedowns and their setups, and you'll be able to see that the principles are the same and you can apply them accordingly. So the first one is going to be actually from the match we watched on Tuesday with Cyborg. So there's 2 takedowns that he does here. So they're actually judo throws called Sasaitsuri Komigashi, which in Japanese means advancing ankle prop, which means as the person's foot is advancing, the other guy is just going to prop his foot on the other guy's ankle and he's going to fly. And you'll see it. I'll play it in slow motion and then I'll explain the setup to it. And here we go. It's got a collar tie. And right there. So Cyborg hits a lot of these. He's really good. He must be have a background in judo. Anyhow, so in judo you'd be grabbing the collar or the lapel. In no-gi, it's a collar tie. It's the same thing. What you're going to see, the collar tie allows you to frame and push as well as to pull. Because with the collar tie, you don't want to have it shallow. You want to have it really deep. You want to really be pulling that guy's head. So what we're going to see is, I believe Cyborg is baiting the Russian tie. And you'll see why. This is Cyborg here. This is James, because I can't remember his last name. All right, so Cyborg has a collar tie, and James looks like he immediately goes for the Russian tie, otherwise known as the 2-on-1. And as he does this, you're going to see Cyborg step that foot back. So he's going to, while James is going to be circling to his left, Cyborg is going to circle with him. And as he does this right here, he's going to trip him. And it actually, at this moment, he's going to jump this foot out. And as his foot is moving, he's going to put the sole of his foot on James's ankle and goes flying. So it's a good use of circling in order to throw. That's one of the ways you can throw, because you can't just spam throws and takedowns. It doesn't work like that. You have to set them up, and so circling is a really good way. The next one is also a Sasai. And so this one is set up differently, but it's the same throw, Sasaitsuri Komigashi. So what Cyborg is doing here is the same principle as, if you push on someone, they're going to push you back. It doesn't matter. Everyone, and any time you do something, you're going to get a reaction. That's a very critical thing to be able to control that, what goes on there. No one's going to let you push them around unconsciously. If someone starts pushing on you, you're just going to push back. It's what we do. So what you're going to see is Cyborg is going to take that collar tie and that frame, and he's going to push into James. And James is naturally going to push back. It's otherwise, what he's going to do? Let Cyborg just manhandle him around the mats? No, you gotta push back. So what so what Cyborg is going to do, it's like if you're doing tug of war and then one side just lets go and the other side goes flying back. It's the same thing. If you're pushing on someone and they're pushing on you and then you remove your hand, they're just going to fly forwards. And that's exactly how he's going to set this up. And so he's pushing. And then as he's, let me back up a little bit so we can, all right. So as he goes for the collar tie, I can see him pushing. And then all of a sudden he's going to just give way and take down. So as well as the circling, there's the pushing, pulling, the action reaction. Those are both really good ways to set up the takedown or throw. Third one is actually Sambo, which is a Russian wrestling sport that's near and dear to my heart. And this one is a setup for an outside single. And I really, really like the way this is done because it's so subtle. So we'll first watch the takedown just to see what goes on. Red's going to reach. Blue goes in for the single. Now, if you break it down, this is really cool. You never want to overextend. If you're overextending and reaching, you're going to fall flat on your face. So that, you always want to have good base. And it's the same is true in wrestling as it is in jiu-jitsu. All right, so what we have here is Red is going to reach out and grab Blue's shoulder. Now, Red thinks he has Red thinks he has the distance figured out. He knows his distance. From here, he can put his hand on Blue's shoulder and be fine. Well, Blue is actually baiting him. Check this out. As Red reaches out, and keep in mind, he's judged the distance correctly. If Blue does nothing, his base will be fine, and he will have Blue's shoulder. But what Blue is going to do, he's going to do a little shuffle backwards, and it's going to be very subtle. And it's going to be so subtle that Red doesn't even know he's overextending until it's too late. Already now all his weight is on his front foot. So just back it up again. Oops. All right, as he reaches out and he just a little shuffle step back, he just shoots in. So he manipulated the distance with some footwork and allowed his opponent to overreach so that he could shoot under him and get the takedown. And actually, you'll see GSP do this. He did this a lot in his in MMA back in the days. He would make people overreach, whether with grappling or jabs, and he would duck under them for the easiest doubles ever. Last thing I'm going to show you is literally just the D&D nerd in me. There's something called medieval MMA, and I found a takedown in there. It is going to be an Osoto Otoshi right there. And literally, that's just me nerding out there. So anyhow, wrestling's awesome. I'll teach anyone how to toss people and slam them into the earth and suplex them. You let me know, and I'll teach you. Back to all of you.
Thanks so much for that, Eric. Definitely, I really like Sasai. Sasai is probably one of my favorites. I really enjoy judo a lot, so it's nice being able to see, like, especially like in nogi, it's a really, really good, important one that you're going to see a lot of foot sweeps, because a lot of it really is just based on knowing when someone's going to step and then being able to time it. I feel like that's the reason why they're so, I won't say underrated, but those are the kind that, like, when you get caught with them, you feel really stupid. Like, it's a really good highlight for somebody else, because it doesn't look like you're doing that much, but you have a really big, like, impact at the end of it. Like, someone literally can fly and all you did was just stick your foot out, like, and then you just feel really dumb. All right, so we are going to be heading into back control now. So we're going to review taking the back from side control, and then ways to take the back from mount and from turtle. So I'll have Junior's gonna start off. Just like that. Here we go. Okay.
All right, guys. So start from side control. Pretty much where you guys are gonna be, and I usually do get a lot of people's back from side control. If anything, it's probably the place where I get the most people. So I'll have my grip as always on the armpit, because I'll start with the pressure, you know. So let's say I just passed and I got here. All right. Now, my goal here, if I want to go to the back, is to isolate this frame. That's a problem. If I have somebody's framing on my body, that's a problem. I need to get rid of it, and I'll show you like the most simple way to get rid of it. In my case, the most simple way to get rid of it is to put your hip in front of the arm, or in this case, I'm right here. So in this case, there's the frame here, right? I'm gonna try to move my leg inside here. And now I isolate the arm. See, the arm is between my arm and my knee, right? So now I can start working, right? So you got that here, and move here, right? Now, if the person will sometimes help you, if they push against you to shrimp and they can't, some people will make the mistake of going that side. Yeah, that just helps you, right? If they do that, you use it against them, of course. But for most smart people that know a little bit of jiu-jitsu, they won't do that. So you need to start pushing them. First, so you have to take your arm out of the grip that you have under the armpit. That grip has to go, right? So I'm gonna take my arm, and I'm gonna leave my arm here next to the hip, so I can control. Because if I just do this, the person's just gonna do whatever they want. So I'm gonna stay here, right? Take my arm and go under the armpit here. So here, under the armpit, and I'll make a grip behind the neck. From here, I'm gonna push. All right. So here again. Here, under, push, and I bring my knee behind the person's back so they don't come back. All right. So I'm right here. Now I'm gonna get my seatbelt grip too, right, over here. So I'm just gonna try to put the knife of my hand on the person's chest, and I'll close the seatbelt. All right. Sorry. So from here, I'm gonna use my chest to push the person forward. So I'm right here. I'm on top. I'll go lower, and now I'm gonna push. See, they're gonna do that. All right. If you keep pushing, they have to move because of the pressure. Once they're moving to that side, the space opens up here. Here. I push, and I stay. I'm gonna insert my knee on that little space. All right. But once I insert my knee in that little space, start coming down. Look, this is the last hook to go in this one. So I'll first put this one. One, and then this hook, easy, two, right? Do not try to do this. One, and then fight to be in this one. This is the easier hook. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, but this hook is already there. That's what I'm trying to tell them. So this hook is already pretty much here. So again. So here, all right. With my hand, take my hand out, go under the armpit. If you don't want to throw the person, you only need to move your shoulder. And then we'll move. Bring your knees behind. One is behind the back, person's back, and one is right next to their spine, next to the neck, right? So from here, I'm gonna have my seatbelt super tight. And I'm gonna use my chest lower and start pushing and pushing until they start curling to the side like that. I'll bring my knee in, right? Bring them, and hook. Second one, all right? Just stay tight, and that's it. Actually, I'm gonna show one more from I'm gonna show one more from side control, which is pretty much known from you guys, which is that's now. So here, all right, same exact movement, pretty much. All right, go here, move, get here, and I get my seatbelt. Now this is gonna be different. Maybe I'm not able to push because look, the person is really strong. It's not going anywhere, so I'm just wasting my energy. So we're gonna do it different. I'm gonna bring my knee up next to the person's head here, and I'm gonna bring my knee or my leg inside here, right? Now I'm gonna sit. I don't need to get up and you know, put a lot of pressure on my knee. I just need to fall here. I usually like this little detail to keep my hook on top of the person's hip, because I feel like it's a lot more control. And then I switch, and I have to hit the home. You can show the mouth because we want to use that. So here, same exact thing. All right, under, move. Person's not going, no problem. And then leg up, here, stay tight. Oh. Pretty much these positions you guys already know, because we decided to move in. Basic ways to get the back from side control. S mount and just normal scrolling the person forward.
Any questions on anything from there? Questions? All right, let's move on. Someone came in. All right, so let's just go quickly just review how ways we can take the back from mount. I was actually listening to you on Tuesday and today, and then I'm showing how to take the back from turtle. So these are going to be really common positions. Mount, of course, like again, what I mentioned before, you can go from mount to back. And again, there's two different types of mount. There's top mount and there's back mount, and then there's back control. So back mount and back control are two different positions. Always remember that. Back mount means if your knees are on the mat and you're pinned, your belly down. Back control meaning that you have hooks in front of the hips. And this means it's like a backpack, okay? And you can move between all three of those positions and continuously score 4 points, 4 points, 4 points, because by BJJ rules, and also if you think about self-defense and on the streets, all three are the most dominant positions you can be in when it comes to being on the ground or to grappling, right? There's like they all have equal rating of dominance, whereas you can cause a lot of damage in those positions. So first, so from now. Super easy because we have to take advantage. Someone's trying to call you. It's Max. Max is out trying to call you. And then something happened with both Mike and Coach Mike and now Max are trying to call you now. Sorry about that. We had a phone call that came in, so we just have to wait for it to pass. All right, so why you should always keep in mind taking the back from out is because remember, when you advance your position, that means when I try to go in for submissions or anything like that, that's the best time that he's going to have to escape. Or he could be proactive and he's going to be trying to escape. For as long as he's flat on his back, he cannot escape. He's going to have a very, very, very hard time. I mean, your only option really are going to be like Upa, but most other escapes, you're going to have to turn to one side or another. And this is the time that we actually want to take advantage of. All right, so I could be doing whatever I want. At some point, he will maybe try to bump me off balance, or he'll turn to his side. Again.
Jesus Christ. I need to tell him.
2
seconds, guys.
We're gonna.
Jesus Christ, what is this responding? Okay. All right. Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that. Okay. So that's going to be the time that we're going to take advantage of. Of course, we can always create the situation ourselves, right? The moment that we start trying to move up, again, that's going to be the time that they're going to be taking advantage to try to escape. So, for example, even if I were low and I decide to walk up and get one knee up, this is going to be the time that he's going to be trying to escape, right? Here, perfect. Now, again, I mentioned this back when we were doing side controls, that any time that the back is off the mat, that means it's going to be exposed for us to take it. So it's really easy for, if he turns to one side, we have to go and with them. See how I'm right? Something really important to turn to. As you notice that the purpose of him turning onto his side, right, turn on the side, he's gonna push, right, is he needs to get my leg in between, or my foot in between his legs, and this way he has a chance of recovering his guard here. So it's really important that we have to hide our leg, right? So if he turns his side, the moment that I slide up, look how I'm already tucking so that my foot won't go in this direction. You see how my knee is pointing towards his head and my foot is towards his leg? That means my foot's gonna go in that direction. If I have my knee pointing towards his legs, physically it's impossible for my foot to go in between his legs because my foot's pointing towards his head. If he tries to try to push my foot in between, cannot, for as long as my knee is pointing in this direction. So it's really important that when you decide to slide up on your knee, you have to make it so that your foot isn't just here, right? It can't just be straight up because it means it can go either way, right? It can either go this way or this way. If it points this way, it's super easy. The foot's gonna be light and he can just push the foot in between, right? Which we don't want him to be able to recover right now. This isn't the worst thing. This isn't the worst thing because if he does this, I can still slide up and take the back. But what we don't want happening is him doing this and I haven't slid up yet. You see how I haven't slid up? If I try now doing this, if I try sliding up now, I actually slide up into his half guard. So it has to be both at the same time. I am in mount. I need to slide this knee up. This knee up has to slide up. Okay, goes here. I have to slide up. Even if my foot is hanging out here, it's okay because my knee is up. But if it's not, it's like this, behind here, and it's here, my leg is stuck here. I can't take the back. If I try sitting right now, it's just gonna come up again into my guard. So you have to really practice that S-mount drill because this is what's gonna take the back. So goes, to the side, slide in here. I can hide the foot or not. I really would like to hide the foot because that's gonna make it easier. But if he decides that he's gonna try and push it, right? Here. I have to prioritize my connection. Again, I have to make sure I block the back, now I can sit, and I can hit the other, okay? So always keep in mind that anytime that their back leaves the mat, that's the side that you need to take advantage of. So I'm here, he tries to go, right away, I slide that knee up, okay? He can go back into mount. So if I don't want him to go turning back into me, I have to make sure that this is blocked here. So that's why I have to drop my chest. I can make my backpack or my seatbelt grip slide up even higher. Regardless of if my foot is in or not, I can still take the back. Questions on that before I show one last one from Turtle? This is definitely more movement than anything. So if you have a dummy at home, you want to practice sliding up. Again, regardless if the foot goes in or not, you can still take the back, but it's only if the knee is cleared. If the knee is not cleared, if the knee is in the middle of their back or it's below their shoulder line, more often than not, you're going to end up inside their guard. And so you have to prioritize sliding that knee up. Don't worry about this one first. It's base knee first and hook leg second. Now, turn head. This one's going to be harder for you to practice with a dummy. It's going to be easier for you to do it with a partner, obviously. But if you do have a dummy that you can position, like in this balled up position, go ahead and do it. Or use a really, 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 really big pillow and put a gi on it. Or use one of the dummies that I created with the tutorial. I don't have to spend too much time on like how you're supposed to stay on top. But we're already just gonna be off to one side here, okay? So if I'm behind, I can choose whichever side. The side that I choose, I can grab the shoulder and the hip, and my knee is gonna go right on the hip here, so I can pull myself in, right here. If you're ready, on the side right here, then that far knee, you can pull right in, okay? This is essentially what we want to get to right here, so I'm going to be super connected. Make sure to come up. This knee has to be as inserted as possible. If it's shallow, it's not going to do you any good. So you want to make sure that your thigh is almost going to become like a seatbelt in this case. This is going to direct where you want it to go. So as much as you need to adjust, do it so that you can get your knee in. Okay. Try to go the other side, it'd be the other knee. Okay. So here. I put my knee in. Even if he's also hiding, he's out right here. I can still get my knee behind his elbow and pull myself in here. And now I'm going to be in a really good spot now to attach myself. Okay. Now, again, I want to attach myself. I don't want to try and pick him up or pull him. It's going to be impossible, especially if he's bigger and stronger than me, right? So all I can do actually is just again attach. And once you attach, you can essentially follow like more advanced things that you can do, but in the simplest way, I'm going to attach and now turn. I'm going to attach. Now remember, I can't pull him up. I also can't pull him back, right? He has a strong base, he's not going to let me do that. But what I can do is I can actually use my leg to help push. And so I actually don't want to pull straight back towards me. I don't want to pull straight up. I'm actually going to go diagonally, more towards his shoulder. Why? Because his base, his hips are here. So for as long as he can drop his base down, I will not be able to take him anywhere. So I have to pull his weight against where his base is. That means I have to pull him in this direction. See how he goes up. If I try to pull straight up, he'll just drop his hips, right? If I try to pull straight behind him, he'll just drop his hips. He won't go anywhere. But if I pull upwards, it's impossible for him, okay? So towards the head and then over the shoulder. If you're attached, I use my foot now to help push my body in that direction. It's really hard for him to resist that in that way. Like he can keep trying to drop his weight, but I'll be able to use my foot. And my knee, since it was already inserted, is perfect right there. Now what you can't really see, it's kind of hard, I don't know if I'll be able to get it on videos. My foot, go back. I put my foot in. My foot is actually going to go on the floor. So when I pull and I insert and I sit, my foot's actually going to be in like this. Sorry. Okay. So I'm behind. I insert my foot. I have my base. When I pull back, my foot's going to be here. That's going to be allowing me to pinch my knee. Okay. It's going to be also really important to make sure that he doesn't hop over or try to escape because I don't have a hook in yet. Here, I pull, I pull. Okay, so see how I don't know if you can see, but my foot is on the floor right here. Okay, if I leave my knee like this down, he'll just hop and slide over. Okay, for that. Even if I put my hook in on top, he'll sit out. And by the time I come up, he'll already be playing guard. Okay, so we don't want that. What we do want. Okay. Here, I pinch my leg here.
So it's not impossible. Of course, he can still hop above it, right? But before that happens, is I just pinch just to get him up a little higher, and then I can kick my leg to go in. I don't stay there forever. And now if he tries to sit out, he can't really go anywhere. There's still a possibility, if he gets on top of my knee, that he can turn. It's gonna end up being like a close guard situation, but hopefully that this is gonna be here, and then we can get in the top hook, in which case now he won't be able to do that as easily. All right, there's always gonna be a scramble. So, hind, shoulder, hip, pull the knee in, really get that knee in, insert as much as you can. Attach yourself, okay? If you want to hold on to a lapel, you can, but I prefer just hand-on-hand grip because sometimes I can't find what I want. And I have my knee pressed up behind him, and I have my foot. Remember, not straight up and not straight backwards, but a diagonal, so I can get his hips off. And look, I'm pinching, so I can kick and get this in. If I need to, I can also, so like, see right now he's kind of on top of me. I can always use my I don't want to put my hook in, it's very far, I can't get it in. I can pinch and then just adjust. And then I can now be all lined up, okay? All right, lots of details, but questions? Questions. This is the one that you want, especially when you have someone turtled, you want to take your time because they're going to be trying to recover their guard, most likely. If someone is giving their back to recover their guard, you don't want to lose that opportunity. If they're doing it, it's because they really can't turn in towards you. You did a really good job blocking them. And so now they're having to resort to like the last option that they want, which is turning their back. So you want to make sure that you don't rush it and you have to keep the pressure. And you have to know where their hips are going. If you keep the hips isolated, then it's going to decrease their ability to recover their guard. That's it for today. Any questions on anything? We'll, next week we'll be going, we'll touch on back retention, and then we'll be getting into submissions from the back, which is always our fun part. So, and of course, if you have any questions on Saturday, I'd be really we'd like to be able to hear what you want to say, or any suggestions about things that you want to learn. That'll be the best time too, especially since we'll be seeing each other in person, if we have time.
We might, Sharon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. You available for Saturday, or you're gonna be busy?
What time on Saturday? Like what, in the morning?
10:30.
10:30, I can do 10:30.
All right, there you go. Because I had one more spot since Vermont will be working. So I already told everybody in the beginning, just bring a mask, hand sanitizer, your key, and rash guard. I also asked the people, I also asked everybody if they were okay with being partnered up with one person for the whole 40 minutes or 45 minutes. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sorry.
I need to do that. But yeah, but you can think about it.
Yeah, and then tell us.
Yeah, and tell us, because otherwise you're going to be obviously you're going to be working with a drilling dummy, which it's not quite the same. But
you guys have a choice.
Just always definitely want to make sure that everybody.
Why am I getting so many calls right now? Jesus, why these people? Is this something?
Yeah.
I think we lost Junior and Christina.
Your rental, yeah. Actually,
Well,
first rental,
I have to go. I'm actually in the car right now. It's good seeing you guys. Maybe see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
Me from removing stuff, so this should do the trick.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's happening outside. Is anybody? I don't know if somebody's dying. I'm getting more than enough calls. Everybody's trying to call me. Jesus. Coach Haran, I didn't see you, so you're in too. So that's pretty much the list. It's Talia, Eric, Sharon, Coach Hernan, Darnell, John. Somebody else is in there. No, I put somebody else in there. I'm just not remember. But yeah, everybody heard what I said in the beginning, and Christina was going over it too.
Yeah. And then if you're not sure if you're in the class or not, just of course contact junior because it is you have to reserve your spot.
Your spot, yeah, we need to.
That way there's enough space for everybody.
Yeah.
So don't just show up without confirming.
Yeah, because you won't be able to take the class.
Yeah.
That's why I called all of you guys here. Either I texted you or called you. I'm quite sure I did.
And also same do as Shimon said too. Like if you find out that you can't make it anymore.
Yeah, just let us know.
Let us know ASAP so that we can let
put somebody else in the class.
Who was waiting or who
yeah.
to get to the class. Let us know.
This was only supposed to be one class. It's the first time, but because of the amount of people already, I just already had to make 2 classes. You know, I don't want to have more than 8 people outside, right? Because it's going to be 10 with me and Christina. Everybody will have their own mat. We'll give you guys choices of, are you okay with being partnered with this person? That's why I said just bring hand sanitizer, your mask, rash guard, of course. We'll be outside, and I think we're gonna start moving on to it.
If you need to, because I have no idea what the weather's gonna be like. If you need to bring like wipes or like spray bottles or anything like that to help cool yourself down,
yeah.
Do that as well. Like essentially bring out anything that you feel like you would need for an outdoor workout. So towel.
We'll be wearing gi, so that will be hot. It will be hot. That's why we don't want to go also more than 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's too much if you go more than 40 minutes. And we're not even rolling, like we're just pretty much drilling.
We'll do live drilling, and specific drilling.
Yeah,
too.
so we will sweat.
But again, we're gonna also check everyone's paces too, because some people haven't been
done anything.
exercising. I'm one of those people, so I might get tired before you guys.
No. Yeah, don't tell me. Yeah.
But in all honesty too, also let us know if you're feeling like
I need
tired,
to breathe. I need to breathe.
or,
you need to take the mask. We'll let you go walk a little bit and take the mask off because we know how annoying it will be.
Yeah, breathing into
your mask. So if you have the lightest, if you guys have a lighter mask, like the nurses use, you can probably wear those ones. Yeah, because it will be easier. I know why I'm saying this. I wear a habit mask, and it really is not cool to breathe into a mask.
Like we didn't intend to make like those altitude training masks.
Yeah, we didn't, but yeah.
So we're gonna increase your lung capacity.
But I'm just excited and happy. You know, once I was able to convince Gary to do this, I right away called you guys because like it's Gary is really a guy. Like I'm not into breaking the law. I'm not into it. But Gary is a ball all out, man. He's really a law guy. He's like, yes, we need to follow. I'm like, dude, people are trying to move on. We need to, you know.
And hopefully, if it's successful and people still really like it and want to keep supporting it, then we'll keep having more.
Yeah, we'll start this Saturday, and then if everything goes perfectly, how I think it will, we'll start doing it during the week. So you guys will actually start being coming back during the week, maybe twice a week. We'll start with that, and then more and more and more. Just know that you will probably, for this time being, you will not be in a class with more than 10 people. For the time being, right? So
doing our best to adjust everything.
Might not see everybody as you're coming back. You might just see Eduardo as you're driving in, and he's driving out. So because you guys were not in the same hour, but you know,
we're doing our best.
Yeah, we're doing our best. We just want you guys out of the house, and I think that's the start. If you guys have any questions or any concerns, you guys go ahead and tell us now. If not, have a good night. I apologize for stopping the class so many times. I don't know what's happening. I'll get to the bottom of it. But getting 10 calls is a little alarming from different people. Like, I don't know what's happening. But another thing is, please, guys, Sharon, I think Sharon already did it. Go vote. I think this is important to talk about. No, seriously, because this is where we have the opportunity to change what we think is not right. I'm not an American citizen. Otherwise, I would go vote. Because then my complaints would feel a little bit more powerful because you know what? Why is this guy doing this, you know? But if you don't vote, later on when you be like, why is the mayor or the governor doing this? Dude, you don't have a say. You don't have a say because you didn't vote when you had a chance. Oh, but my vote won't do anything, you know? So that's pretty much it.
Keep your mental health cool, all right? I know there's a ton of stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
It's information overload, it's emotional overload, we're getting it from all sides, so do what you need to do to stay healthy, and that's not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. I know there's a lot of people where it's hitting them harder than others, and some people where it's not bothering them at all. But no matter where you are on the spectrum of it, just take care of yourself, make sure you're healthy. If you need to, like, don't spend a bunch of time on social media if you can't help it. And that's all. So
you
My
guys
wife
had-
and I are torturing each other with Nickelback songs. So
he likes Nickelback.
I don't know.
I don't know anyone
Well,
who
now
likes
that we
Nickelback.
spoke about
He's the
Nickelback,
closest person
the butt rock is so cringe that I listen to it.
People and Nickelback. Like, why do you guys hate them?
It's got that butt rock cringe. It's all I can describe. Part of it is this was my high school music.
The guy
and
they are talented. So what is the
because I'm so embarrassed at who I was in high school. So whenever I listen to the Time Machine back, like whenever I play the Uberstank the Reason, I get really uncomfortable because that was my breakup crying song. And I want to forget that, but I can't.
It's my song. They sing. Like, when I got here, every time I'm listening to Nickelback, people are like, yo, they suck, right? Like, what? So in my mind is like, why? Like, I really
sometimes
love
when
them.
you look at this
like,
photograph,
nothing
sometimes it
people
makes you
tell me
laugh.
I love them. I don't care if their songs are repetitive. I like them. I love them. I've been listening to them my whole high school. So it's like, I'm like, okay, these guys are cool. Then I get here like, no, they're not. Like, what do you mean they're not? You know how many songs they have that I love? Like, I'm not gonna sing them, but they are cool. It's like, why do you guys hate on them? But okay, everybody has
I think the next one's gonna be Insane Clown Posse. So that's gonna be the next set that we piss each other off with.
No, seriously.
What caused the divide in school?
Oh, Junior likes Nickelback. This will be really bad as a reason to having a divide in the school, But I don't think so. But again, guys, I'll see you guys on Saturday. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm really excited to see you guys. Really excited. So be safe and I'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello?
You're the last one to get out. Ataíde.